Hello and welcome to Traditional Painting the Digital Way. This is where I use digital painting apps to teach traditional painting techniques. In this video, we're going to be looking at another quick study in my quick study series, and we're going to be looking at how you can do some quick pine trees with or without some snow. So I want to go ahead and make a pole in the middle of it. And you want to go ahead and kind of make a zigzag pattern down the middle of the pole. And if you're following along traditionally, you can use your fan brush like Bob Ross did, or you can use a flat brush. And you want to use sort of a hooker's green color or a pine green color, and just make a Z-like shape all the way down the little stick or pole that you've got in the center of your pine tree. And if you're following along with Infinite Painter, I can use either the filbert brush or old oil, or just something that kind of gives you a jagged edge there, and take it all the way down to the bottom of your little pole. And I'm going to do 3 little trees here, so I want to go ahead and make another little pole or stick. It's really your tree trunk is what it is, the center of your tree trunk. So you want to go ahead and make another one, and then go down it again. It's the Z-shaped pattern, and make sure that it's kind of an irregular Z-shaped pattern. You want to give the indication of needles, pine needles, and things like that. So here I'm just going ahead and working down again to the bottom of the little tree trunk, and you want to cover up the bottom and make it look pretty solid. And I'm going to add another little tree, and make sure that they're different shapes and sizes. Make sure that they're not the same height. So I'm trying to get them to look like it's a little group of trees. And these would probably be in the middle ground, or maybe in the corner of your painting. And so again, with the Z shapes, again we're going down, being careful not to make sure that they look uniform. We want them to look irregular and just scraggly branches, like there's scraggly branches in there, and all the pine needles are sticking out at the bottom. And I kind of want to fill in the holes though a little bit more at the bottom. And then you want to go ahead and just kind of make sure that you add a little bit of a highlight to these. And this is going to be without the snow. So I'm adding a little bit of some lighter green just to give it some indication of highlights hitting the tree. And again, you would go up and down the tree using zigzag shapes. But don't cover up all your dark. You want to kind of give it, this kind of gives your tree more form. And so you want to go ahead and put it mostly where you think the light would be coming from in your picture. So that'd be, again, the left side, just for pictorial purposes in this tutorial here. And so I'm adding a little bit more of the light here on that side, and making sure that I get all the trees and just kind of shaping it and giving it more of a form. Now I want to show you how to put snow on the pine trees. So I went ahead and deleted that layer, and then we're going to start all over again with the base of the plain old pine tree. So what we want to do is get a light blue color for the snow, and you can also get a light purple color if you want to, and go ahead and add it on the branches of your trees. And again, follow the zigzag pattern and make it look uneven and jagged and kind of like it's snow on pine needles. And if you're following along traditionally, you can use your fan brush for this, or a number 4 flat, and you would use sort of a aquamarine blue with white acrylic gesso in it, maybe a touch of burnt sienna if you're following along with acrylics or oils. And you just want to go ahead and make it look like there's little mounds of snow on the branches of your trees here. And you might make some of the clumps of snow a little bit rounded. And so I'm working all the way down to the bottom of my tree again. And then I want to go ahead and add the next layer of snow, and that's going to be a lighter blue color. And again, you don't want to kill all the color underneath your this current layer, and you want to make sure that a lot of the darker snow shows through, because that gives it sort of a three-dimensional and a depth look to the snow on your trees. So you want to go ahead and still work with the Z shape and work your way down to the bottom of your tree there, and you still use a Z type shaped irregular stroke. And you can, if you're using Infinite Painter, you can even use the Pollock brush to make it have sort of a fluffy look to the snow. And again, if you're following traditionally, your fan brush will do that, or a number 4 flat, or a bristle brush. And then here I'm adding the snow at the bottom of the trees. You just want to kind of add a darker color there, so that looks like there's shadows under the trees right there. And again, these would kind of be middle ground trees in your painting. They won't be highly detailed, but they'll be much more detailed than the background trees. And here I want to add a little bit more highlight to the snow in front of the trees. And you just want to put little mounds of snow to settle the trees down into the ground, and so that they don't look like they're floating. And I'm adding just a little bit more of a final highlight here on the snow. And again, don't kill the other 2 layers. Make sure that they show through, but you go ahead and smudge it a little bit. And when you do snow, you can use a paper towel or your finger, or the smudge tool in Infinite Painter. You just want to kind of make little rounded edges there. And so here I'm adding the final highlight to my pine trees of the snow. And then here you don't want to make as much thickness on the layers as you have before. You want to let the bottom layers shine through for sure, because that will give you the three-dimensional look of the snow. And it looks like part of it's in shadow and part of it is being hit by the light that's coming from the left side of the painting. And so I'm just kind of working on it at the bottom and filling in some of the little holes and just kind of giving it a more completed look. So this was our quick study for pine trees with snow on them. And if you want to see more quick studies, then hit the subscribe button. And thanks everybody for watching. Thank you so much for your support. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below, and I will catch you later.